Okay, this is the P3 paper from October 2023. It's question number 6, and if we look at it, we can see that this is an exponential and log question. In particular, we're going to be doing the work on logs and non-linear data. So let's have a read through the question, and it says, area of seafloor, S, is modelled by the equation S equals PQ to the power T. P and Q are constants, and T is the number of years after monitoring began. Given that log 10S is equal to 4.5 minus 0.006T, find, according to the model, the area of sea floor covered when T equals 2. So that first part A, is really straightforward. All they're asking us to do is to actually make the substitution in. So we've got that log 10S is equal to 4.5 minus 0.006T, and then they're telling me that T is equal to 2. So if I put that in, I'm going to get log 10S is 4.5T minus that multiplied by 2 is going to give me 0.012 there, and then I've just got to rearrange to make S the subject. So log 10S is equal to 4.88, and so using the idea, we can use this a lot in this question, log A to the B equals C. If we have that log statement, we can change that into a power statement, and the power statement is, reminder, the base remains the same, a log is a power, so we would get that equals B. So if I do the same thing here, I'm going to get that S is equal to 10 to the power of 4.488. And so S works out to be whatever that is on the calculator, 30,760.97. Let's go back and just check what it said, and it wants it to, oh, it doesn't say. Okay, I was just checking here to see whether it said anything about decimal places or significant figures. Doesn't say anywhere else. I think I'll do it to 3 significant figures, then S is equal to 30,800. Excuse me, kilometres. So just go back. Definitely doesn't say anything. No, it doesn't say anything there. Part B. Find a complete equation for the model in the form S equals PQ to the power of T. Well, if you've done any of these questions, you see that this is a standard part to it. Quite often it's the first part that we've got S equals PQ to the power of T. Let's just get that in the same form as our answer here. So in this case, log 10 both sides. And now look at the right-hand side and tidy that up in terms of using log rules. So the first one I'm going to use is the fact that log of PQT is log of P and log of Q to the T. Two things multiplied together, we can separate them like that. Then we're going to use the power rule to bring this T down. So I'm going to end up with log 10S equals log 10P plus T log 10. And then what I'm going to do with that is compare that to what we had in the original question, which was log 10S is equal to log 10P. Sorry, is equal to 4.5. Apologies, 4.5 minus the 0.006T. What I'll do is, using the magic of the iPad, just copy that down and put it underneath it. Excuse me. And then if we do that, we can simply compare the coefficients here. So if we look at that part there, the log 10P must be equal to 4.5. So that means I'll be able to work out what P is. And if we look at the multiplier of T, that must be equal to log 10, for goodness sake, log 10Q there. So I'm going to get log 10Q is equal to minus 0.006. Then using exactly the same method as I did just a minute ago, I'm going to say that P works out to be 10 to the 4.5 there. Let's finish that off. That's going to give me T equals 31622.8, and again, I think in the question it said 3 significant figures for these parts, so that would be that one there, and following exactly the same idea, Q is going to be 10 to the minus 0.006, so Q is going to be 0.9863, or in other words 0.986. Both of those two answers, if we go back and check the question, they wanted both of those two to three significant figures. And then part C says, with reference to the model, interpret the value of the constant Q. So this value Q in here, what does it mean? You don't need to do this. I'll just explain where I get my answer from. You can just write it in straight away if you can see what's going on. Basically, we've got that S is equal to PQ to the T. And so what that means is that when T equals 0, I'd get S equals P. When T equals 1, I'd get S equals PQ. When T equals 2, I'd get S equals PQ squared. So what's happening is that each subsequent year we are multiplying by Q. And we're multiplying by Q, and Q is 0.986. So we are getting 0.986 worth each subsequent year, or in other words, we are multiplying by 98.6%, because Q is 0.986. So you now just need to put that in your own language. The way that I said it was, if Q equals 0.986 each year, we retain 98.6% of the previous year. Now, you could just as easily say that's my answer. That is my answer. But you could just as easily say there's a 1.4% loss each year. And there are a load of different possibilities in the actual examiner's report. So on that one, I would definitely say to go back and just check that. I always put the examiner's reports with all the videos that I do here. So you can go and have a look at that and just get the sort of language, the sort of things that are accepted. But these final mark here, you just got to be aware of, by going through all the past papers, the type of question that you might get. But hopefully the rest of that makes sense. Straightforward question.